What's up, everybody? Welcome to Buzzworthy TV, and I'm the girl, Lady T. Before I start off this video, you guys, we gotta pray for Orlando. It was just such a sad situation, and it's just so sad that we live in a world that just has so much hate. Like, I just can't get over this. Like, if it's not racial discourse in regards to the police and all these terrorist acts, and when it's regards to race, then we got terrorist acts, and I just it just boggles my mind that people want to shoot up a place because you want to be upset about who someone loves. What somebody does in the privacy of their bedroom. What goes on in their private, personal lives. Like, over 50 people lost their lives over something that's really no one's business. So, y'all, we just really have to pray for Orlando. You guys are in my heart. You guys are in my prayers. And you're definitely in my thoughts. So, yeah. So I just couldn't do another video, without just coming on here and just saying, we got to do better, y'all. We got to do better. We got to do better about just learning how to love each other. Everybody just needs to learn how to love everybody. And I think that's part of the reason why, this election is upsetting me so much, because we got so much hate being promoted. And all this, like I said, racial tension. And it's just like, why though? And then this thing this thing that happened at the club in Orlando, it's like, why though? That has nothing to do with you. What people do in their personal life is their personal business. Hence the word personal. Private. But anyway, y'all, I'm sad. I'm upset. So I kind of need to change the focus just a little bit. Because what I originally came on here for is to talk about the Miki Howard story. Y'all, oh my God, I got to get comfortable. This might be a while. Okay, so everybody get comfortable. I need me a pillow. Alright, so look, y'all. I watched the Miki Howard story on Sunday. And wasn't sure I was going to do a review, because when it went off, I went to sleep. And then the next day, I was at work all day. And I was like, by the time I had time, I was like, ain't nobody going to really care about what I think about the movie. But then, I didn't have nothing to watch yesterday. And I came home from work, and guess what was on? A repeat of the Miki Howard story. And as soon as I turned it on, it drew me in again. So I was like, you know what? I don't care who watched this review, who gives me a thumbs up, who subscribes. I don't care. Like, this movie was so good that it drew me in again. Like, I watched it from beginning to end the second time. And at first I was like, well, I don't got nothing to watch. But no, I would have watched it again. It was that good. So, let me backtrack. For y'all who do not know Miki Howard, an amazing, amazing singer. She had like 3 really, really, really big hits. Come Share My Love. Come Share My Love. And I Got Love Under New Management. Excuse my singing. And then my song, Ain't Nobody Like You, babe. So yeah, those were her 3 biggest hits. And she had this other song too that I heard in the movie, but I don't know the name of that song. But anyway, so it's the story of Miki Howard. She was this amazing R&B singer that was out in the late 80s, early 90s. Amazing singer, often compared to Whitney Houston and the fact that she had this amazing voice. They both grew up in the church. Both their mothers had, you know, they were both church, you know, both heavily in the church, and they both had like really strong singing careers in their own right. Like her mother was this renowned gospel singer. As you know, Sissy Houston was a gospel singer, and she also sung for, you know, Elvis Presley, you know, Shaka Khan. Like she's been around. Aretha Franklin. So both their mothers had their foot in the music business. But the movie is so gripping. Like when the movie first starts off, you see her getting kicked out of her mama's house at like 15, 16 years old because her mother, who y'all, I don't want to spoil the movie, but the movie was just so good. I just want to just talk about it, just talk about how, wow, she just had such an amazing life. Okay, I'm going to try to do this without ruining too much because I want everybody to see it. All right, so she gets kicked out basically because her mother gets with this man, and this man basically tries to make a pass at Miki. And when the mother walks in, he's like, well, she been walking around here half naked and making passes at me. So the mother believes the boyfriend to kick Miki out. Miki goes to stay with a friend. And while she's doing this, she meets her first love, her first everything, Augie, who was a part of Sound Effect. He's a great musician, great producer, and she gets with him, and she joins Sound Effect, and they have great success. One of their songs was actually Georgie Porgy. Y'all late 90s, early 2000 kids, or who was like really into the music, y'all know Faith Evans and Eric Benet redid that song, Georgie Porgy. You know, kiss the girls who make me up. So, they did that. That was one of their biggest hits. And then they broke up because he didn't want to marry her. And by this time, she'd already had 2 kids by him, 2 boys. And she just was not feeling just being with him, and he didn't want to marry her. So she leaves him, and she records a demo and gets with Atlantic Records. And this is when, you know, she really just starts to take off. She releases Come Share My World, and she meets, well, actually, I want to talk about the industry. They were really trying to pump her up and get her to be more pop, because she was really more jazz, R&B. Like, her biggest influence was like Billie Holiday, Aretha Franklin. So she didn't want to be a crossover success, but they wanted her to be a crossover success like Whitney Houston, because, you know, she had the beauty, she had the talent. And Atlantic really just wanted their own version of Whitney Houston. They felt like they had it with Miki Howard, but Miki Howard wasn't really feeling it. And like I said, but she did have great success. You know, Come Share My Love was, you know, rising to the top of the charts, and she meets Gerald Levert. And they have this amazing love affair. Like, they were in love. Like, she says, happiness has a new name, and his name was Gerald Levert. And I was like, oh, all righty then. I'm feeling it, girl. And who played Gerald Levert was my boy, Eddie Winslow from Family Matters. As you guys know, that is, you know, that's my boy Darius McCleary. Hold on, y'all. I got something in my eye. Anyway, that's my boy Darius McCleary. And he played the hell out of that part. Like, you already know he can sing. But none of these people sung. They actually had the real music. So even though Darius can sing, they used Gerald's singing voice. But anyway, so he plays Gerald Levert and plays the heck out of it. And they have this amazing relationship. And, you know, while she's dealing with Gerald Levert, she also becomes fast friends with Shaka Khan. Now, Shaka Khan, as we all know, was on drugs. But at this time, while she's partying with Shaka Khan, she doesn't really get into drugs. She kind of just does her own thing. You know, she doesn't judge Shaka or anything like that. But she's just like, girl, here, do your thing. You know, that's just not my stilo. And anybody who watched Miki Howard's Unsung on TV1, they had said, like, she was a person that didn't allow cigarettes or alcohol even on her tour bus at this time. So she was very, like, no nonsense, which, when it came to drugs, which kind of led her and Jill to break up, because that was an issue in their relationship, because he was taking prescription drugs, like something to help him sleep, and he was also taking pain pills. And, you know, he had passed, like, he had almost overdosed, and she had to bring him back to life. And, you know, she telling his mama, like, look, he shouldn't even be taking these pills. And, you know, he get offended, like, why you calling my mama? And basically stay out my business. And, you know, they kind of stopped messing with each other. Basically, they get into an argument. He never calls her. She never calls him. And she ends up with Eddie. Now, Eddie is a slick-talking, fast-talking guy with a lot of money, and he ends up being a great distraction. But he really wants to be with her. And she's like, okay, whatever. And then she gets pregnant. So now she's like, well, wow, I'm pregnant. He want to be with me. I always wanted to get married. So she decides to make a future with Eddie. And at this time, we got Love Under New Management coming out, you know, which, of course, was another big hit. It was like #1 on the charts. And they have a daughter together, and they get married. Well, Eddie is, you know, he's determined to kind of like take control of her career. So he wants to like talk to Sylvia Rome, which was this huge executive producer at Atlantic Records, who was actually played by my girl Lisa Ray McCoy. I got to give Lisa Ray props because she did her thing. It was a small role in the film, but she killed it. I was happy for her. I was proud of her. So, anyway, he's rubbing people the wrong way at the record company, and they are kind of like not really giving Miki the support that she's used to, because, like I said, he's rubbing people the wrong way. And they're sitting on her contract. And then along with this, you know, he gets to beating her up, you know, hitting her all in the face, punching her in the nose and all this stuff. And she finally leaves him. But by this time, the damage is done, and she ends up with Giant Records. Giant Records puts out her CD with the single, you know, you're the only one for me. But she doesn't really get paid because she gets with this new manager who all he do is basically snort coke up his nose. He not getting her paid. She calls Eddie to basically, you know, lay hands on Carl, which is her new manager, so she can get her dang on money. And, you know, he starts trouble with Carl and the rest of Giant Records, so now she's just explicitly blackballed. Like, don't nobody want to work with Miki Howard. And so, by this time, she is just, like, down on her luck. She can't get no work. You know, her and Eddie are going through this divorce, and, you know, she starts doing drugs with Shaka Khan. And I mean, she goes full steam ahead into this whole drug thing. And when I tell y'all, the girl who played Miki Howard, she played the hell out of a crackhead, okay? And when I tell y'all they went there when it came to the drugs, not just with Miki, but also with Shaka, you kind of get to see what was really real. And I appreciate that she was so candid with her story. Like, you see them getting high together. You see Miki, you know, OD and Shaka Khan, you know, bring her back to, you know, help her to come back too. And they just was like straight up get high buddies. And a lot of people I noticed on social media was like, wow, I wonder how Shaka felt about this. And Shaka basically said on Twitter, like, congratulations, because, you know, this movie actually broke records for TV1, so she congratulated TV1 and Miki Howard, and she said, FYI, you know, I saw the script, I gave my blessing. Anybody who knows Shaka Khan, especially within, like, the last 10 years, she's been trying to call a lot of attention to the excessive drug use within the music industry and how they ply you with drugs. Like, a lot of these drug dealers that deal to these celebrities, they don't never get caught. They don't never go to jail or anything like that. It's these niggas in the hood it's these guys standing on the streets or whatever. They the ones that get locked up. But the people that deal to the celebrities, oh, you better believe you get record execs and all these people making sure that they don't get caught up in nothing, because they need to make sure that their artists, their talent has their drugs. So anyway, she falls head, like I said, head first into this drug lifestyle. And when I tell y'all gonna get some kikis when she becomes a drug addict. Like, she tries to sing at this club and she can't sing, and she just so high she don't remember the words. And then when she get arrested, like, y'all, it's a lot of interesting stuff goes on around there. But when she gets arrested, Gerald Levert comes down. He bails her out. He wants to help her get into rehab. And she's like, rehab? I don't need no rehab. If anything, you need rehab because, like she said, like, you got a prescription drug problem. But eventually she does go to get help. And the drug counselor, let me tell you, he told it like it is. He basically told her, like, you a druggie. Like, no, he didn't even say you a druggie. He said, you smoke crack and you cannot stop. You're a junkie, okay? It was just crazy. It was, oh wow. So she gets help. And wait, before I go on, shout out to the woman who played Shaka Khan, who was Shaka Khan's daughter, mind y'all. Shaka Khan's daughter played the hell out of her mama, okay? So she gets help and she starts to make a comeback, and she sees Gerald again, and they have a nice, tender moment. And then she goes to sleep because, she's thinking about Gerald. And she falls asleep and she has a dream about him. She wakes up to the phone ringing, finding out that he's passed. And she goes to the funeral. And she almost relapses, but she doesn't because, this is God intervention. Shaka Khan calls her and tells her, I'm in rehab. And that kind of speaks to her like, wow, if she's going to try to stay clean and try to do what she needs to do, to keep her sobriety intact, I need to do the same thing. So she stopped, because she was in the midst of getting high. She stops what she's doing. And, it shows her at the end, on the road to her comeback. And it was just such a good movie, y'all. It was just so riveting. Like, they went there. They went there with the spousal abuse. They went there with how shady the music industry can be. They went there with all the drugs. Like, and the music was on point. They had all the music. And let me tell y'all, the girl who played Miki Howard, her name is Tiana Paris, I believe. She didn't look like Miki Howard, but she captured the essence of Miki Howard. Like, she was the next best thing to Angela Bassett playing Tina Turner. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, I know this came on Sunday, and they just had this repeat. I don't know when TV One is going to rerun it, but if you guys have Xfinity or Comcast, whatever you want to call it, if you have on demand, go under networks, go under TV One, go under Unsung, and the Miki Howard story is right up under there. Watch it on demand. It is such a good movie. I haven't seen this good of a biopic since the TLC story. Lifetime. You can learn a thing or two from TV One. TV One, you did your thing. I can't wait to see all the other biopics that you guys are about to take on. I'm excited for this. I think you guys are going to continue to do an excellent job, and I salute you for telling our stories the right way. Miki Howard, I applaud you. You inspire me, and your strength is just unparalleled. Keep rocking on, sister. So anyway, y'all, till next time, peace and love. Oh, before I go, if you guys watched the Miki Howard story, put down in the comments what you guys thought about it. I would love to hear what y'all thought about it. All right, y'all. Bye-bye.